Well, a war launched, fought, and then, in the words of President Donald Trump, terminated. Well, this is what Trump told the U.S. Congress. He said that U.S. hostilities with Iran have now been terminated amid the ongoing ceasefire. He has also argued that he is not required to meet any deadline for congressional approval to continue the war. But the contradiction is clear. There is still no final peace agreement. No formal treaty has been signed. And in the waters around Iran, hostilities do not look like an ending at all. Our next report tells you more.
Has the US war on Iran really been terminated, or is it just entering a new phase? US President Donald Trump told the Congress that hostilities with Iran have terminated under the ongoing ceasefire agreement. But Trump's declaration comes without the finality of peace. On Capitol Hill and in international law debates, the answer remains unclear. Under the US War Powers Act of 1973, the president must seek congressional authorization within 60 days of a military action or end hostilities. Under US law, the military act, if not authorized, must be brought to an end after the 60-day window expires. Now, US lawmakers are divided, with some claiming the deadline has expired and others arguing the ceasefire pauses the clock on the legal requirements. Trump has defended his position, arguing he is not required to meet the 60-day deadline due to the ceasefire holding between both sides. And yet, despite his use of the word terminated, the military reality on the ground and at sea tells a different story. A US naval blockade targeting Iranian ports remains active, with multiple vessels linked to Tehran being intercepted or redirected in international waters. At the same time, Iran has continued to exert pressure over the Strait of Hormuz, a waterway critical to the global energy trade. Nearly all foreign shipping through the strait has been restricted, with only select vessels allowed to transit after obtaining permission from Iran. Meanwhile, according to the US Central Command, it has redirected 45 vessels this week to ensure compliance with its blockade. The Pentagon officials say the measure will continue as long as necessary. Trump, while he was praising the US Navy, said that they were acting like pirates.
And we took over the ship, we took over the cargo, took over the oil. It's a very profitable business. Who would have thought we were doing that? We're like pirates. We're sort of like pirates.
Iran has responded with a warning, saying it will maintain restrictions on the Strait of Hormuz as long as the US pressure continues. Behind closed doors, diplomatic channels are still active, but both sides seemingly remain reluctant. Trump has said that he is not satisfied with Iran's latest proposal to end the war. According to Iranian state media, Tehran delivered a draft proposal to Pakistan, which is playing the role of mediator. But Iran's foreign ministry has cautioned against expecting quick results.
Our negotiations with the United States are not conventional or ordinary negotiations. They are negotiations with a very bloody background. At this point, I can no longer even speak of a wall of mistrust. In fact, we can't even say the issue of trust in relations between Iran and the United States. The problem with the American side is that it has always expected to impose its maximum demands during negotiations and throughout the entire diplomatic process, pushing the other side to accept them.
There is no final peace deal yet, no formal agreement, and no clear endpoint to the confrontation. So, when Trump says the war is terminated, what does that really mean? Because in the Strait of Hormuz, amid the blockade pressure and the seized vessels, and with the deal still unsigned, the war does not look like it has ended. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.